welcome to the Swift Talk. I'm Kate, the Swiftie.
And I'm here as well. I'm not so Swift Sam.
Back again,
Back
Sam.
again.
Back again.
Mm-hmm.
Season 15, episode 2.
Same as it ever was.
Yeah. Just didn't bolt yet.
You sane in the membrane.
It's a sad time. We're sad. We're very sad.
Fall of an Empire.
The end of the Eras tour.
Yeah, I know. It's tragic.
Did you just celebrate?
Yeah. All things must pass. George Harrison Ford said that.
I mean, Elton John went on for like 5 years. We couldn't just keep this going.
You don't need to. She doesn't need a three-peat. She doesn't need a hat trick on this one.
I mean, technically, we're in the three-peat. We did U.S. round 1.
Mm-hmm.
Or what are we calling it? North America round 1. And then we did Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did, I guess, international, because there was...
So she should go to the other continents?
She has. She did Asia. She didn't go to Africa. What a field trip. We could go to... If Eras Tour continues, I absolutely will go again.
So she's not done South Africa?
Not on this tour.
Wow.
I know.
No Cape Town.
I know.
I know someone that's moving there.
Oh, really? See, now we have somebody that we can stay with when Taylor goes to South Africa.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, you'll go see Taylor. We'll go see
A cricket
Diane
match?
Ward. It'll be fun. It'll be great.
Sure. You get cranky when I go
You
see Taylor without
take
you.
Kate surfing
Yep.
with the sharks.
Yeah.
I like sharks. Yeah. So 3, we're going to Vancouver.
Vancouver.
2 weeks.
Famously in Canada.
Should get a little Thanksgiving holiday.
Oh, so there's nothing, no big events for her. Is she going to go to Kansas City games?
Who could say?
You could. You usually have the insight on these things.
Who could say?
She's not going to do Thanksgiving down in Westerly, Rhode Island?
Who could say?
She going to share recipes for like, these are my Thanksgiving picks for the Eras Tour.
The end of the Eras Tour. Nope. Well, there's a lot of buzz around these last 3 dates. I feel like something is coming.
Is it going to be the finale?
Well, yes, obviously.
Is it going to be, she's announcing a remake?
I mean, Dare to Dream that we get Reputation, Taylor's version, or Taylor Swift, Taylor's version, or maybe Taylor Swift 12? Well, I don't think we're going to get that, though, because it's 2 re-records, new album, 2 re-records, new album.
Right.
So we just see the last 2 re-records. And then we'll talk about Taylor Swift 11.
Then you'll allow her to make a new album.
Maybe Eras Tour the album live,
We're going to get like the Honka sampler pack?
or like just all of the secret song.
Has she done a live album before? Like even for like a record store day one or anything?
I don't believe so.
No.
Well, I mean,
She
yes.
did that heart-shaped one, right?
She did Lover live from Paris, which
Yeah.
I
But she could
do not own.
Was
She
that
could
in
do an
French?
era one.
But, Lover in the City of Love.
I get it now.
Yeah, I thought you might. And I think that was really the only Lover show that was performed because Loverfest got canceled
Right. That
because of COVID.
Yeah. So that was like a real New York minute of a tour.
It
It was
was,
going to be a small one anyway.
Yeah.
And then did one and they were like, can't, done.
back in the day when you could get tickets.
And he could get COVID.
But she's doing $16 no view, just listening tickets in Vancouver.
$16 just listening, no view. Boo.
Where are they going to be standing?
I don't know, but how fun.
How fun.
$16.
No view, just listening.
Yeah, but I could just watch the movie that we just went and saw.
You cannot because different secret songs and this has tortured poets. Also, I would pay $16 to sing in a stadium with, God, there's probably going to be like 80,000 Swifties with this.
She should have figured out how to simulcast it to movie theaters.
So there are a lot of people who are meeting up in bars to live stream it together for the last show.
Yeah, that makes sense. $16 just to listen?
Is she doing a pay-per-view for the last show? No.
No, we have grainy TikTok streams.
We have grainy TikTok streams.
Yeah, how do you think we've been watching the Eras Tour this whole tour?
They stream the whole like the whole show?
Whole show.
Really?
Think Fish, but TikTok.
I don't think Fish, but TikTok.
I know.
So
None
like
of you open my TikToks.
the jam sessions last even longer, and they're
Well, no, so they record it. Like
right.
they show up with their selfie stick and they record the whole thing, and it's like you're kind of there because you have the screaming people next to you, and the lights are flashing, and you're watching, and you know.
I don't. 16 cents just to listen sounds a lot more in my wheelhouse now than going there with my selfie stick and craning my neck and not watching what's here, but just watching my
I
video
don't
to
think
make
the
sure.
people streaming are watching what they're streaming, judging by some of the bouncing around we do.
Well, if they spent $16, I'm not watching anything.
I would pay the $16 in a heartbeat.
I know you would.
Like I
you
wouldn't
would.
even have to think about it. I would be like, yes. Credit card, PayPal, cash, Venmo. How do
Now,
you want it?
So here, I feel like
Here's my money.
I'm gonna-
I would pay $32.
Is this something
The
that
rate we're going, I would probably. I'm not sure you could name a price. I wouldn't be willing.
$16 just to hear a concert feels like something that
But
they
you're
should have
in
already
there.
been offering to visually impaired people anyway. Like that's the thing that I'm like, I don't get it. Like a blind man goes to a concert, all he's gonna be able to do is hear the concert, feel the energy of being at the concert, know that he's at a concert. He should pay a reduced price. Somebody who's just, I'm just gonna like put my earphones in and I'm gonna hear the concert for $16 and never get that experience back. I'm like, then that guy should have a cheap ticket to go in. It feels like we should already be offering $16 just to listen to a concert.
This is for anybody and everybody
Okay. All right.
to be there,
In
to
Vancouver.
experience
Mhm.
it, to trade your friendship bracelets, to meet your Swiftie friends.
Who are you trading a friendship bracelet with other people that couldn't get into the concert?
Well, you're still in the venue, I believe.
Are they just lining them up by the bathrooms?
Well, behind where all the stage is set up, probably.
Okay. The more I hear about this, the more confused I'm going to be. I
I
just have
don't
to accept that
understand how
there's.
this is confusing.
Why wouldn't have she done this prior?
That's a great question. We're all asking that because I probably would have
I
done
mean,
it a
she
lot.
probably could have made money in those ones where they were out in the parking lot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or where's that place? Maybe, I think in Germany, they were up on a hill or something.
Mhm.
50,000 people sitting on the hill that they could see into
Yeah,
the
and
stadium.
they got really mad about that.
Taylor didn't.
But it's like,
Taylor did.
why couldn't,
The
like,
fans didn't.
Not the
Who
fans.
got mad about it? Well,
Moneymakers.
I mean, Taylor's the chief moneymaker in that situation. She's like, look at that. That's
her
fine.
dad should have thought of this in advance?
I know. Scott really dropped the ball here. Who knows? Maybe this was a Travis Kelce idea. I didn't think that either.
Honey, you know where I'm really popping? AM radio. This is what you should do. This is what you should do at your concerts. Just AM it. Just, I don't know what that means. Just AM
Well,
radio.
like, when
this.
you go in and like her stage is set up, there's like a whole like part of the stadium that wouldn't be able to see the stage.
Sure.
So you just put people there.
So when I did, this is my tiny little microcosm. When I did Halifax, and we've done shows there, we have 850 seats. So if we can get 850 people in, great. There are people that are left over. What they've done in the past is they have the teleprompter and big screen TVs outside of that room. They've done in the past where they play that over the screen and they pump that through those audio things. Like that makes sense. You couldn't get in, but if you want to sit around and hang out, you can see it. The equivalent of what this is happening here is they can be backstage and see nothing but just hear us.
And be part of it. You probably still get this flashy bracelet. You're still surrounded by 70,000 Swifties. You're still in the moment. You're at the last ever Eras Tour shows.
Okay.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe.
It's not for you, Sam. That's okay.
It's not for
That's why
me.
you didn't have to go to the concerts.
Yeah, that's why.
But she's been counting down. So she does like, remember how we talked about her doing the football things and then Travis scored the touchdown?
That
He never thinks of me except when I'm on TV. And then she threw a pass. Then she had the touchdown. Then he scored a touchdown in the 13th game. 13th play in the 13th game since he scored his last touchdown.
Yeah.
Ringing a bell. So now when she sings and he never thinks of me except when I'm on TV, she's been going 5 and then she puts a thumb down, 4, and then she puts a finger down. We're at 3 because there's 3 left. So she's counting down to something.
So she's been doing this, I mean, I guess
The
at
last-
least 10 times?
Nope, just started at 5.
Okay. Right, because was it BC was only 2 shows?
Toronto was 2 weeks, 6 shows in Toronto's, 3 shows in Vancouver.
Okay. So the last 2 concerts she did.
5, 4, 3.
Okay.
I'm assuming we're going to get it 2. And then
And then a big middle finger.
And then the day the music died.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Don't you feel happy about that, though? It's like some stories have to end, and she's like you said last week, the people that she's rised up with her, like, this is the next generation of pop stars. Build me a home, Sabrina Carpenter. HOTTOGO, let's go. Like, you can do that. Like, that, all these
Nope,
people.
Chappell Roan's not a Taylor.
But don't you feel like maybe what you're gonna see now is she's gonna take a break, and then it'll be like, you gotta go see this person's concert because maybe Taylor's gonna pop up. She might start cameoing at everyone else's shows.
She's done that. She's been on Haim, 1979, 1974. It's just, it's fine. It's great. We're getting our coffee table book because we get to go Black Friday shopping.
I will not be there.
You don't want a 6 a.m. Taylor with me?
It's never just a 6
a.m.
It's never.
You better be there before 6 a.m. What time did they open that day? Do you know?
6
a.m.?
Yeah.
At the Greenland Target?
At the Greenland Target.
So
They've gotten a lot of copies, and it's going to be Taylor Nation is like, this is when it goes on sale.
I just saw the commercial for the first time.
Where's there another Target around here?
Summersworth.
Oh, so you're getting the whole seacoast here.
I'm just saying, like, it's going to be really fun. And then we can put up the Tortured Poets anthology.
I think you also need to be in the parking lot with some kind of Swift Talk swag.
Wow.
You better have some Swift Talk bracelets to pass out in line.
Sam's
Something.
Production's got to get going. Sam's bracelet making got to come back in.
My resource supply has been cut off.
I'm sure we can Amazon overnight them to your house. But you're going to have to get them to me for... I just want the coffee table book.
Yeah.
Can go with my flamingo one. She's also been selling merch on the website. We talked about this last week that I was so bummed I didn't get the red cardigan. But you know what I did get?
A blue cardigan?
I already have that one. The Tortured Poets Snow Globe.
Is this a snow globe that just has the cover of Tortured Poets inside of it?
No, it's a typewriter. And when you shake it, apparently paper comes floating down. Like manuscript pages. And it plays, I think it plays Fortnite. I don't know. I didn't really read the description. I just hit buy now. I panic bought. It sold out immediately. Like
I wish I had Kate money. Don't you?
I wish I had new
Swiftie
car in
money.
the garage money. I wish I had Kate money. I wish. I wish just, if I was a Taylor Swift fan, I was going online and all of a sudden there's this snow globe for no reason. The thoughts that would be going off in my head would be, oh my God, my very own Taylor Swift snow globe. Got to get that. What if there's an Easter egg inside of it? What if I break it apart and I put the pieces of the paper back together and there's a song that hasn't been released yet? Oh, the Easter eggs. Does any of that?
It just looked cool. I wanted it.
Okay.
Go right here.
Go right here on top of the pile.
That shelf is going to break.
Yeah.
Eventually.
The Taylor Swift Tortured Poets.
It's so cool. It comes in next week. I think after we record for next week, so it'll probably be 2 weeks before you guys see it.
I want you to start buying some Taylor Swift end tables and some Taylor Swift shelving.
We can do that. How many shelves am I going to be allowed to put up?
We need at least 2.
Yeah. And we need some more record. Anyway, we'll take that one offline. But the snow globe is coming. It already shipped. It's in the networks to get to me.
Okay. So, last 3 concerts, new merch. Any other big, in time for the holidays, Taylor events or news or?
No, I mean, there's Taylor adjacent news.
Okay.
Yeah, there's going to be a 4th Kelsey daughter. Kylie's pregnant. Jason's wife. Jack Antonoff is the producer for Kendrick Lamar's new album.
Yes. GMX.
I listened to it because it was produced by Jack.
Yeah, it just came out 4 days ago.
Yeah,
as of
it's pretty
recording.
good. I like the SZA song.
Yeah.
And there's rumors that Taylor may be collaborating with Kendrick on a deluxe edition of this. Kendrick also likes to drop fun songs.
Well, what was it, 4 or 5 months ago or so when we're really into like everyone's going in and out of the studio? Kendrick was
there. Well, but Kendrick also did Bad Blood, Taylor's version.
Right.
So maybe Taylor returned that favor.
Mm-hmm.
Dare to Dream. Yeah.
Hey, Kendrick's released a new album.
I know, and it's an even year.
Yep, so what does that mean?
Warriors are going to win the NBA championship.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And Taylor dropped an album this year.
So what does that mean?
Well, Taylor, Kendrick, and even year.
Mm-hmm.
Spells good. I don't even know where the Warriors are in the
coming up
standings. I have no idea. But we're also talking a lot about Taylor and Gold. So
Golden Gate
Warriors, Gold Snakes.
Mm-hmm.
The Celtics are going to win again this year.
You know, they said that last time the
I think
Warriors beat them.
I think they played the Warriors last night, if I'm not mistaken, and they beat them by like double.
It's early. It's early. Anyway, Jack has a Christmas song out. The Bleachers and Jack have a Christmas song out. Merry Christmas. Please don't call. That's fun. It's great. Well, I'll play it for you in the car.
Merry Christmas, please don't call.
Mm-hmm. Or I'll play it after we play the Taylor song for this week.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're in our Tortured Poets department era to go with my snow globe.
All right, well, before I run away, what song are we doing today?
We're doing The Bolter.
The Bolter, the riveting story about one man trying to hang a
No, it's about bolting
flying
away
buttress.
from toxic relationships.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. That makes more sense.
It's a big TikTok trend, too. So you are poised to love this song. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm really excited for you to tear it apart.
Easy. 'Tis the damn season. I'm going to maybe give
Should we redo that one this week? Next week? That could be fun.
Jason's saying no.
Yeah, that's okay. That could be
Jason's
fun.
using his one no of a lifetime on the podcast.
Could be fun.
'Tis the damn.
Tis
Okay.
the damn season.
All right, we're
Write
doing the
this
Bolter.
down. We're doing the Bolter
Tortured.
off Tortured Poets.
Mm-hmm.
And
Now, is this from core album? Is this from?
No, this is from the anthology. So again, another reason that leads me to believe you're going to love it.
Because Taylor and I have different ideas of what the word anthology means. You're right.
Yep, you and Taylor have different ideas about a lot of things. Sure. But here we are.
She likes corgis. I do not.
Does she? I don't think she cares about dogs. We're cat people.
I'm a human person.
So we're going to hit pause. You hit pause. And we'll be right back after we stream The Bolter off Tortured Poets. Well, Sam.
So, Kate. It's always great when there's a well, Sam, and then a so, Kate. So, Kate, what if this album is actually the re-release of Debut? What if this album, hear me out. Stop. Okay, hear me out.
Open mind.
Open hearts, open mind.
Clear head.
What if this is her attempt with this anthology, this wonderful anthology, is actually her remaking, remastering, renovating all of her ideas from when she was just coming into the world full on. And now she's applying all that she's learned, all these experiences, into trying to write songs for the first time. This song sounds like its debut written by a 36-year-old woman.
You feel like this song sounds like somebody who just decided to start writing songs?
No, not easy.
Well, no, I'm just trying to figure out.
I don't think they just started to
lost.
write songs.
Okay.
I think that they are starting to write songs how they used to write songs.
Yes.
But at 36.
I think
this sounds like this. All of this sounds like it's Taylor Swift's debut.
Well, it's Taylor Swift trauma dumping, so we've got that going for us.
Okay, trauma dumping though. So this is autobiographical.
Hypothetically, theoretically.
So she's saying she's not a great person.
Who is? She's a nuanced person. How is she a bad person? I don't think this song makes her a bad person.
Well, unless if this song doesn't make her a bad person, if it's not about her. How is she trauma dumping?
You're really challenging the Botox today, Sam.
Look, that's why I want these words. These words will seem less sharp with a spearmint gum. They will be less piercing.
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so.
All right, well, let me peppermint some more ideas into you. Why is
the
this
damn
trauma
season.
dumping?
Well, this album is really like she took her diary, went and sat with Jack and Aaron and was like, all right, let's do this. Let's get it all out there. I'm going to say exactly how I felt. She was down bad crying in the gym. She's bolting. She's saying so long to London.
I forgot.
She's sitting in a tree, DIYNG.
I forget that Down Bad is on this album.
Yeah.
Because that song is great.
Yes. This one is too. Jason liked it.
Jason, we're all allowed to make mistakes. Jason can like this song
Jason's
and not
got
say it on the
music
record. That's
taste.
fine.
Who's Jason?
Who is Jason?
Who's Jason?
Who isn't Jason?
We get asked that quite a bit, actually.
We are Jason. By all accounts, she almost drowned when she
Was sick in frigid water.
And I can confirm she made a curious child ever reviled by everyone except her own father.
Yeah, we've got some Scott Swift issues sometimes.
Do we?
Yeah, sometimes.
Scott, in seasons of doing this podcast, I've never heard Scott not have her back.
Scott and her mother divorced when Taylor was an adult and best friends with her mother. You think there wasn't some fallout there?
Well, okay, so Taylor just has to admit the divorce was her fault.
I don't think that's why they divorced. But who could say?
I know. I'm making a joke. That's why I'm saying, like, this is reviled by everybody except for her father.
Well, I think Scott's very pragmatic. When Taylor was like, I want to be a pop star, and everyone's like, she's so talented. She got Marjorie's genes. Like, she sings so well. Like, of course she's going to be a pop star. You know, math, numbers, financial guy, Scott Swift is like, the percentage of you becoming Taylor Swift is like, not high. So I think, well, mom is like, get in the minivan. Let's go drop off your demos. Dad was like, so if I invest in this record label, what are the odds?
I think that Dad was happier with being like, sweetie, I got you some more popsicle sticks. Let's get that hot glue gun and let's not burn yourself again while you're upstairs making your imaginary birdhouses and playhouses with these popsicle sticks and hot glue. I love that you're playing music. I encourage you to do it.
But maybe let's also finish school. I feel like the pragmatist of Scott Swift was like, you can be anything you want to be, but let's start with reasonable expectations. Where I assume, and I do not know this for a fact on either side, Andrea was like, of course you're going to be a pop star. My mother was a famous singer in Cuba. Why wouldn't you be?
Splendidly selfish.
Yeah, I get it. I love that line.
Charmingly helpless.
Love it.
Miss ingenue. Excellent fun till you get to know her.
Yeah.
Then she runs like it's a race.
Yeah.
So those lines right there are really setting up the...
I feel like I have a couple ex-boyfriends who would be like, you resemble that comment. But it's very millennial.
Sure, but it shows that there's a static condition with it. Whoever this person is that drowned in the ice, and that she's always going to run no matter what. Once you really get to know this person, once the walls have come down, they're more vulnerable. You get to know a bit more of what's behind the veneer. Who's the man behind the curtain? Mm-hmm. Then it's the running.
Mm-hmm. Well, because, and again, I think there have been a lot of people talking about this album, and particularly the songs about Maddie Healy, where they might be about Maddie Healy, but they're also a little bit about Taylor's relationship with her fandom and fame.
Sure.
And I think when you put that lens on this song, and you're like, yeah, she puts out an album, and she's charming, and she's doing her late night talk shows, but then you start to like press a little bit more into her, she freaks, and she bolts back into obscurity. And, we really did see that with Reputation, but she would pull herself off the tabloid scene, would pull herself out of the public eye a little bit to write her albums or to do whatever she was doing. And that has become the norm with Taylor is she's here, she's out. We don't see her. She's here, she's out. She retreats back in. And to a lesser extent these days, because she's been on a global tour for almost 2 years. But, you know, when you start looking at these lyrics where there's escape and escaping, and there's always a town car speeding away, like she is speeding away from those shows in her town car. Like she is speeding away from the paparazzi in her town car. She's speeding away to find a little peace. And so I think that when you start to look at this from like a wider angle, where yeah, it could absolutely be in a relationship where she's like, ooh, you got to know the real me a little too much. And I'm not real comfortable with that because all my lives have flashed before my eyes. I'm out. Goodbye. Good riddance.
So tie those two together. There's peace. There's peace in the getting away from it all. There's peace in the being out of the relationship.
There's peace in being back in your safe space.
She feels safest when she's drowning. She feels safest when the water and the ice is right above her.
I think
and she's just about to break through.
I think she feels safest when she can see her escape.
So she watched a Kiefer Sutherland movie about people in medical school that figure out that if they almost kill themselves and they come back, they'll be great medical students. And then she's like, this 1990s movie is genius. Let's put this into a song. There's this whole, was it Brat Pack 1990s?
Yeah.
Kiefer Sutherland and them, like, I think it's right after Young Guns or whatever. And they're just terrible medical students that figure out, like, well, if we figure out, like, if we almost kill ourselves.
Does this say Almost Fire?
No, it's not St. Elmo's Fire, but it's close. It's close. Less romantic and more like thrill danger seeking people. But this, so like, it's not like she's saying that she chases after all these relationships just to break up with these relationships. And it's not like she's saying everything that I've been, you know, in my opinion, honest about, whether it's this side of the relationship or that side of the relationship or this. They were the jerk. I was the jerk. You know, maybe we were both jerks. Maybe the timing wasn't right. Like all those things in the autobiography of Taylor. This is, it lacks something.
This song?
Yeah. Because it's, and that's why I'm saying
What
it goes
more
back.
do you want from this song?
That's why I'm saying
It's a 4-minute song.
It feels like it's freshman effort again. It's taking everything and going back and doing it again for the first time, and that's why I'm like looking at this, being like, I don't get it.
It's not for you. That's because you're not the intended audience.
No, but this song is all these songs are for Taylor, and by proxy, all of her fans.
So I say this all the time, but like the geriatric Swifties, because you know I'm an old lady, according to TikTok.
You gotta get off the TikTok. Stop.
I love the TikTok. You can take a lot of things from me. You cannot take my TikTok. How else am I going to shop? Anyway. Anyway. So like, I think if you pull back a little bit, like a lot of us really relate to Taylor because she's kind of gone through we've gone through things with her. Like she goes through these big traumatic breakups. Like the fan base is like, yep, been there, lived that, sign me up. And you are coming at this from a male perspective, looking at this being like, this is not doing it for me because you've not been in that situation. You haven't been like, you're a cad and you wanted me like I was a trophy for your like Hall of Fame here, but I'm good. I tamed you and now I'm like, this is not for me. Whatever the toxic, the trauma, whatever the situations are in this, not for me. I'm out.
Well, you said toxic and trauma before when we were going into this. You're like, this is about someone running from the toxic, running from the drama.
That she seeks out. Yes.
Okay. So yes, she seeks out because it shows to me like this is the toxic person, and then they run.
Well, I mean, she is the anti-hero.
Kate,
Sam,
what is amazing about this song? What is if?
You're asking me. I thought you were about to answer that question. Everything. The fact that it was written by the greatest songwriter of all time.
Okay, now let me try this again. What is amazing about this song?
What isn't amazing about this song?
If you don't have a true answer, I gotta equate this to what it really is. Because it seems like this is somebody saying like, okay, if everything's in the stars, right? You have the person who has their giant book and their star charts and everything, and they go, well, this is what everything means. And then you have this group of people that says, well, no, I read in the newspaper today. This is my horoscope for today, and it's in the newspaper, so this is what's got to be.
Not quite. This is a song about being, I think what we're seeing more in the later, maybe post-Midnight's Taylor, maybe a little bit more in the folklore, Evermore, cottagecore, but Taylor's being authentically not great. Like, she admits to her shortcomings. She owns up to the fact that she's very much a flawed human being.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's made her songwriting stronger. I think part of why Lover as an album for me didn't really hit was because it felt a little inauthentic. I think she was keeping a large part of her life back. She wasn't being as honest as she normally was.
Mm-hmm.
And so we saw a return to that post Joe, kind of the reemergence of pop star Taylor. We're getting like really kind of authentically like, yeah, I bolt. I think there's escape and escaping. I leave them. I'm out the door. I'm in that town car. I'm down the road. I'm good. I'm not going to put myself in a position anymore where I don't feel in control. And I think it's really interesting to like kind of look back about what we do know about Taylor and where she is recording all of these old songs about heartbreak, and she's really kind of reflecting on her life and these situations that she's been through, the good, the bad, the stolen masters. Like, all of this has become very, it's got to be weird to watch your life in a retrospective, to go in and be like, oh God, I remember when I wrote Dear John because I was devastated about this breakup, and here's the all too well 10-minute version of me just really having my heart shattered for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to go back through this, or like, here's this like re-recording of 1989, which was this like really fun, sparkly part of my life. To go through all of this to kind of come out on the other side and to see, like, what have I learned? What haven't I learned? I've never had the opportunity, nor would I think I would like the opportunity, to comb back through my life and all those formative and look at the mistakes and the triumphs and the failures and relive them like that. So I think these songs on Midnights and Tortured Poets, you're really getting, I think to some extent, yeah, you're getting somebody who's going back to original songwriting, but you're also getting an adult take on some of these things that she's been through. And she's looking at it like, yeah, I did get out of there because I was scared, or I did get out of there because I knew this wasn't good for me. I do bolt at the kind of the first sign of chaos now. And like, this is a pattern, and I'm going to put this out there, and I think people will relate to this. And she's really taking these things that she's seen in her life, and she's putting them in a different perspective. And I do think that the song is really helpful to answer your question, because you're getting a more rounded version of who Taylor is as a person and an artist, and to be able to take that trauma or to take that epiphany that she had and put that into words and put it out there is, I think, a gift.
So thank you for answering the actual question besides just Taylor's amazing, because that's exactly what I was freaking looking for.
I know.
If your life flashing before your eyes, those types of moments.
But she says all my fucking lives.
So all the eras. She's going through all the eras of Taylor, pre-debut to now. She gets to see it all. And the fact that she's been able to revisit them in a splendidly selfish kind of way
Charmingly
and
helpless.
rechange the narrative and say, you know what? It's not about me being the good guy. I'm the anti-hero. I'm the person you shouldn't root for, and yet you're still going to root for me. You kind of want you want everything to come up me. America loves an underdog. The fact that she gets to do all these things again, in the moments that she's like, these were triumphs for me, and these were giant falls for me. So I get to revisit this trauma and actually be like, that did happen. That sucked. That was the worst. But now I get to go through it again and still know that happened. That sucked. But now I get to still win because I survived that, but now I'm reclaiming it and making it my own. The idea of her being into, yeah, I'm selfish. That's fine.
But it's
Guess
charming.
What? It's her ownership of all these attributes that for a very long time, she's being told, you can't look that way. You can't do those things. You can't show yourself that
You
way. If
can't
you're going
say
to
that.
represent this type of music, you're going to identify with these people. You can't. And now she's going out and doing everything on the record and off the record in such a way that she's like, it doesn't matter. You're still talking about me. You're still listening to me. They're still rooting for me. I'm just going to be me. F off with the rules. So that makes more sense than just it being, it's just a Taylor song. It's a song for Taylor. And we're Taylor fans and we got to love it.
Well, I mean, there are songs that Taylor does that I don't love.
Yeah.
Shake It Off.
I didn't realize you were coming in to fight today, Kate. If you wanted to fight, we could have stayed out in the pouring rain and fist fought.
I use my words.
Like a coward. All right.
Charmingly helpless over here.
Thank you for reminding me that Down Bad. I feel like Down Bad is like, that's the big, I don't know. That's, in my mind, that's the big song I've heard so far. But this is more of that, this is song crafting. And it's the storytelling.
Yeah, and I think, again, this is like really fun to watch Taylor lean into it.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen her lean into it in a storytelling way, which there's a lot of conversation around. Maybe she's not. These aren't fictional characters or fictional things. Like maybe this is Taylor just not wanting to have that conversation. She still says it's fictional characters, and I choose to believe her.
Sure.
But I think that it's interesting to see her now be like, yeah, I'm not perfect.
Well, it's also, it's a smart move of being like, I'm not going to say it's not about me, but it's also, it has nothing to do with Maddie Healy. It has nothing to do with anybody else from her life, maybe just her dad. And one freaking line that I'm going to hyper focus on and then forget about. It's all those little things with like, it's really just about her and some cameos have happened in her life, but it's really just going into, this is the Taylor Swift experience. Which is kind of finally great because it's not about I did it because of that person or this person made me feel this. That's why I'm going to say that. It's really just
This album
kaleidoscope of my life.
This album is made by Taylor Swift for Taylor Swift, and you can like it or you can not like it. She doesn't particularly care.
Yeah.
And that's why the fans love it.
You can stay here or you can
Go to
Bolt?
the Eras tour.
All right. If you are in Vancouver right now, bienvenue and welcome. If you're not, we
Next
are
week.
going to roll the dice. Each and every week we roll the Jillian Petruzziello. How are you doing with your fellow? We're going to roll the dice and we're going to see which album we're landing on. We're going to see which song we're picking. Where only one album has been crossed off.
Until we get Taylor's version.
Which, who knows, maybe that'll be December 10th.
8th.
Hmm?
8th.
It ends on the 8th. Mm-hmm. Maybe it'll be the 8th. Who knows?
Who could say? Roll that dice.
All right. That is a higher number than album 7.
Which album's that, Sammy?
Just shake it off on it?
No.
Probably love her then.
Yes.
Okay.
Roll again.
14. Valentine's Day?
You need to calm down. There's a music video attached to this, guys.
Jason's pulling a second no of his lifetime.
Well, fresh out of nose here.
Fresh out of nose?
All right. So next week we're going to come back. The boys are going to get to listen to and watch. You need to. We can also watch the video from the concert.
So many opportunities to rehear
What
and rewatch.
a way to send off the Eras tour.
Goodbye, Eras. I hope that Shake It Off is played on repeat the entire time. And it's just that should be the song that she ends with.
Such a great bath. She ends with
You
Karma.
guys, the Eras tour is over, but you know what we can all do? We can all just shake it off.
It ends with Karma. You know why? Because Karma's the missing 7th album. Thanks again for
I think
listening,
you need
guys.
to calm down.
I'm Kate the Swiftie.
And I'm rationally irrational, not so Swift Sam.
We're going to be back here next week with You Need to Calm Down, Off Lover.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't already, make sure to like, follow, rate, review, subscribe. Tell 20 of your friends?
Yeah,
15? All of your friends?
Tell a nice round number.
Every person you've ever talked to?
If you're on the bus right now, look to your left, look to your right. You're probably still on a bus. Talk to someone on the bus about being in this podcast, about how it's great. If you'd like to
If you're in
listen.
the back of a town car, listen.
if you're in the back of the town car, what are you doing? You should be behind the driver's seat. What are you doing? Who's driving this car?
Who could say?
If you're standing in line during the Black Friday Taylor Swift book off at Target, tell them there.
I don't know. You know, they might all be listening in line. Who could say?
Who could say?
Well, thanks again for listening. I'm Kate, the Swiftie.
And I'm not going to be at Target at 6 a.m. Not so Sam.
Not with that attitude.
You need to calm down.
I don't. Thanks again. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.